What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Press Start Select podcast. I am Antonius the Gamer, joined once again by Mikkel Smith, Super SSS rank. Fellas, how are we doing tonight?
Good man.
Good,
Oh,
good. Tired. I
Tired.
mean, tired is a default. We all over 30. Tired is
Hey
where
man.
there is no like, I'm feeling energetic. It's like, fam, no way. Ain't no way. Let's not lie to the audience now. Over 30 is like tired is the default mode, make a little caffeine kick in, but
mhm.
But overall, everyone's good, and that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I'm feeling the same way, a little tired, but excited. Excited about the range of topics we got going into tonight. There's a lot that's happened, of course. It was a relatively slow July, but August picked right back up. So, fellas, let's waste no time and get right into it. Now, the biggest event that just finished wrapping up, of course, was EVO. Now, EVO comes every year. Granted, it's not like, on the edge of your seat of announcements, but as per usual, there were announcements made. There were key gameplay reveals made. We finally got to see like a real official look at Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, things like that. We got the winter character reveal for Tekken, the brand new character that's being unveiled. We finally got to see what Lucy's gonna play like in Guilty Gear Strive, and so on and so forth. So before we get into like the minuscule details, what did you guys think about EVO overall this year?
Um, it was a
I'll give it
solid.
a
It was a solid 8 to me.
Okay.
It
yeah, I'm
was a
about the
solid
same.
8. Because I do feel, to be honest, I really did like the nostalgia section, like the Evo B section of games that they had.
Hmm.
I feel like that added a great sense of like nostalgia and flair to the series. Like yes, you had your hardcore titles, the big three and whatever ones that were surrounding them. But I feel like the roster lineup for this year was very, very interesting.
Yeah, and on the Capcom side, they were actually supported, right? All these ones were like new reports, newer patches, newer updates. It's not like they're just bringing out the old games now. It's like, no, we can boot up Capcom vs SNK 2 as supported by Capcom on this new release. You know,
Crazy.
with a surprise free patch at that.
Mhm.
But that's right. What about you? What were your overall thoughts about Evo?
No, I give it an 8.5. I give it an 8.5 because I felt like it relieved some pressure off of the staleness that was in the air and disappointment of a lot of games or whatnot. I just felt like it was a little bit more like it was an unexpected, pleasant rainy day.
Mm.
It was very somber. It was like refreshing in ways, that I wasn't expecting it to be. It felt like everybody wanted to contribute. That's what I felt like. From every third not third party, but every company
No, that
wanted
makes
to
sense. That
contribute.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It did kind of feel like every reveal. There wasn't really like an underwhelming reveal, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So like everything was like at worst was like okay, okay, whereas up to like oh wow that was great.
Which I don't mind. It made me like, oh, that's good.
Mm.
It wasn't like, yo, man. I mean, that'd be welcome too, but I felt like this was a good one, a nice something to build upon. Like it's gonna have momentum.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, to me, I'm like I never really. I think I could probably count on one hand how many evos there's been where I was like, what? It's kind of blown away. But that's
Yeah.
fine. Like I don't think Evo has that kind of pressure on his back other than like you said to just deliver, like just don't disappoint is what Evo was.
Hmm.
And I think this one in particular, everybody kind of hit their strides, with the exception of like the obvious few. Like we knew Mortal Kombat 1's like, oh, we got some balance updates, like, oh, hooray. Like we knew to kind of temper our expectations in that area. um, but let's dive into some of the finer details of the announcements. Now, like I said earlier, we did get a full rollout of Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. They announced a closed beta. There were 6 characters on display at the Evo for people to pick up and play. You got bigger people like Justin Wong and Maximilian. Doing some pre-Evo showcasing of the characters and even the gameplay styles. And then of course they dropped a beginner video showing you how the control schemes are and how much it's pretty much Dragon Ball Fighters with some tweaks. And what did you guys think about now that we know more about Tokon Fighting Souls?
There were some areas of concern, like the unlocking of your support characters in certain segments. I do feel like, all right, I see what y'all trying to do, but it's a little weird to
Yeah.
me. And I hope there's
It's
a
new.
mode. There's just a mode where you could just disable that because it's like
Yeah.
for me, I want everybody available from the get go.
Yeah.
I don't really care about all that transition type of stuff. Because my thing about it is, I just hope because it kind of feels like they're building off it from Strive in a sense.
Yeah. Definitely.
And to me, I was expecting more about Fighter Z level of scale. I mean, which you do see it's
Yeah.
there.
The unique gimmicks and all that. It's like that's all fighters.
Yeah, like you see it's there, but it's just there's just certain aspects of Strive that I seen and I was like, nah, bro, I don't really care for that.
Mm.
But I mean, I'm happy it's getting a beta, so that means they definitely want to put it into people's hands to really see what crazy combinations people come up with that could possibly break the game that they need to work on.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy for that. I do hope that they do an open beta one day. Like, let's go back to the good old days. Give us an open beta.
I think they will. They did one for fighters. Fighters had an open beta, so I don't
That
see
was
why
a
this
fun
one.
time.
It was.
That was a fun time.
Like it made you realize, yo, how much detail they put into these characters. Like, yo, Gohan's actually kind of fire. He only has 2 supers, and I'm on here going crazy. Like
Gohan was Super Gohan, Ultra. That's the Gohan.
that was the real beast.
That's who he was playing as. Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Gohan winning
overall,
tournaments though.
but overall, I mean, I'm happy. I like the art style. I really, I'm very interested to see what this character roster is going to look like because you know who. I hope that who doesn't take over and it just becomes like a cinematic universe matchup.
Nah, they can't. I can't say they can't. They shouldn't do that. That's
Because we
what I'll
saw what
say.
happened last time.
Yeah.
Defeats the purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
Defeats the
They
purpose of
shouldn't
all
do
their
that.
momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, but you already know Venom is around the corner.
Oh yeah, of course. Because what it's like it's the weird thing of like wherever Spider-Man is, there must be Venom now. And any type of Spider-Man. It's weird. I'm like, and again, I do like him. It's just I just think it's such a weird thing of like,
Yeah,
well, we
like
gotta
the
put Venom
Green
in the
Goblin
game.
don't exist, right?
Yeah, right. It's like, what? But Ashton, what were your thoughts about Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls and the great reveal?
I was worried. Uh, to Tim's point, I was really worried. I was like, yo, I have to unlock my characters every round. I automatically got frustrated because I
Mm,
could feel like the frustration playing. I'm like, yo, so I have to wait for Doctor Doom later in the fourth round to incorporate him in this combo where I could have already won had I had all of them at my disposal.
yeah. After you get
So
kicked
that
through a car.
was a
And
little, yeah, that was a little frustrating. But I do think there's a mode to where they remove that. So I'm not sure.
and I
I don't
think
know if they
like
ever clarified.
they didn't fully like I know there was a point I was watching Maximilian's video and I know there was a point where it's like if you happen to lose a round without unlocking your characters, they automatically unlock. But I don't know if it's either or.
Yeah, I
It
don't like
wasn't
that.
clarified. It really wasn't.
But they can change that with an update.
Yeah.
So, or bring it into a mode later. They probably just want. They probably already have it in their pockets, and they just want to see how it is like this. It's more manageable, I guess. For whatever reason, from because they're creating the game, they can see kind of like, yo, we did not expect this, so let's scale this down a little bit, maybe. I don't know. So far, yeah, that's the only thing. The roster is gonna play a big part of this. I'm hoping it's not gonna just be shooters,
Nah.
blaster.
Nah.
Yeah, and I would love to see how the Hawk would look in this and a variety of other Marvel characters because they weren't fulfilling and infinite to me.
Mm.
So I would love to see Arc System Works interpretation. But as far as like the specials, a little lackluster.
That was gonna be one of my notes of like
Yeah.
I was pretty underwhelmed. Shockingly underwhelmed actually. Given what Arxis was pulling off, especially late into Dragon Ball Fighters, like yeah, there was a couple base roster specials that were good, but you start looking at some of the DLC characters, Gogeta's supers. What? I didn't even know that was possible with cell shading. So like to see, so it's for that company to put that, and then you kind of see like Captain America's level 3, and I was like, okay, Storms. I'm like,
It didn't have
okay,
the Marvel spark.
mm-mm,
I mean, not the Marvel, the Capcom spark. Yeah,
mm-mm. The over the top, like I said in the group chat,
Yeah.
like there was something about Captain America putting the shield on his back first for Final Justice that just hits every time. I don't know why. I can't explain why him putting the shield back on his back before doing Final Justice makes a difference.
or Wolverine, after he doing the Weapon X,
And
have
the
his
little
body that's
X,
still
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that jig
Or
is
even him
crazy.
re-popping out the claws to start the super.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because of the art style that they're using that they're adding like a sense of, I wouldn't say realism, but like a sense of groundedness in it?
That's what it feels like, and I hope they start to stray away from it.
They need to. Because it's like this is what we wanted. This is where you can actually do that and people will be okay with it.
Yeah,
We're not asking like you're kind of going backwards for as why we look to Japan to do certain things. We just want to see how crazy it's gonna get. And then it's through that craziness, like they create another art form or a new form of perfection that
yeah.
we didn't know we needed.
It's like I s-
Us-
like it's kind of like what Marvel Rivals is doing. Like Marvel Rivals is starting to carve out its own lane of this is I like this interpretation of this character. I like Japanese assassin Psylocke. I think that this is Marvel Tokon's chance to kind of like I like Marvel's version of Iron Man. And him being kind of relegated to a
Look at their
whole
Iron Fist.
yeah in Marvel Rivals, yeah. But I'm saying
Look at
about
that
like
design. That I'm
yeah.
like, my goodness.
But even with the Iron Man, it's like you turn him and Tokon into Iron Man Gundam, and it looks fire. But it needs to, like you said, Jory, like kind of build on that of like I'm not seeing here's my Sunday best proton cannon energy from Iron Man quite yet,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
need that.
We need that. We do need that.
You
I
know,
mean, you just I
But
think
do you think
go
that
ahead.
they're trying to really focus on being its own, I would say, its own like wavelength, and not because I get it, the biggest comparison in the room, and then it is to the Marvel versus Capcom series. But do you feel that they're trying to create a definitive product where there is some similarity to it, but like they're trying to not really be a one-on-one comparison?
I do. I think at least for me, I think it sends like a bit of a conflicting message where it's like okay, I could maybe take a more grounded anime version of the Marvel universe, but then don't also tell me that I can only unlock the rest of my roster through a cutscene. Of like, yeah, I just threw Miss Marvel through a car, and that's how Doctor Doom came to her rescue. It's like, well, that's a little over the top. So if we're gonna do that, like keep doing it. Like this. I think in Spider Man special little snippet they saw, like he throws a car at somebody. It's like, well, if I'm expecting Captain America to get back up, show me that I guess like super extraordinary ability. At least in my opinion, I don't think it has to be a one for one, but
I
I
think there's also maybe some legal stuff under the table, like in terms of presentation. Because, like for example, look how Sony and Nintendo came for, 10 cent, and what's the other game? Uh,
well,
Power
hard.
World and stuff
Oh,
like
power.
that, just
Okay.
because of like style and similarities. So I don't know how that really works. I mean, I guess somebody who has more industry insight could really bring that to the table. But then, okay, so since this being I guess I would say the second Marvel-esque fighter of this type of caliber, is there a certain visual guideline that you can't cross?
I
I don't
mean,
see why.
maybe.
We don't know.
Yeah. And again, I'm not saying that everything looked bad. I think the was it IGN might have put out like a video recently of Star Lord's gameplay, and his level 3 looked fine. I was like, this is kind of on brand with what I've wanted from this character. So it's like there's also that part of it of like, I mean, again, I don't know how you guys felt, but as I said, the Dragon Ball Fighters base roster versus what the DLC was getting was almost night and day. Like some of the base roster ones were good, but the DLC ones were like, yo. So I feel like maybe it's the same thing where it's like some of the early character reveals that are already done are kind of like, eh. And then when they start revealing some of the characters, they're gonna be like, yo, I can't believe.
Man, I don't know if that's a good though, man. That's kind of
You remember
like
Arc System
you
Works, they also add on to characters over time through patches. Because remember, sometimes we got new moves.
mm,
Some people even got new supers.
That's true. Captain Ginyu got a
mm,
whole new level 3, like 3 patches in. So
mm.
it's possible.
Okay.
It's possible,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that's what I like about them as a company. It's possible because that's one thing for sure. They do one thing for sure. They will give you new moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
They will. They take them quality of life updates very seriously. So that's why, like, I do have very genuine faith that they picked the right people
Hmm.
to create this product. But then, you could also tell that this is not coming out this year. This
No,
is not.
but they said it.
This
They
is
said 2026.
Yeah, this is definitely a little bit further out.
So my last two questions on this particular game is one, do you guys think this game needs to have like a legit story mode?
50
No,
50.
No.
no,
Okay.
no. I've come to the point where, bro, like, when it comes to, like, all right, you could kind of look at certain fighting games as legacy fighters. I don't really technically need a story. Just give me good offline modes, good online modes, steady netcode, diverse roster,
Mm,
and
It's gonna have a
I
story.
will be fine.
okay.
It doesn't need
Because
one though. I think I could accept it like this.
yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
I
But do I think is I do think they're gonna have a story mode because Guilty Gear gave us a story mode to the
they gave you a
length
cutscene
of a
movie.
season, a whole season. You feel me? 54 episodes, bro.
I'm just a little conflicted because you're right. Guilty Gear Strive story mode was pretty good, but then I think about Dragon Ball Fighter story mode, and that was not good.
Well, yeah, there wasn't really. I know, like, yeah, that wasn't a good idea.
No.
The Isekai Goku, no,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
they
And then
should
you
have.
isekai as Frieza, and then you isekai as who knows, and Android 21 is defeated three different times, and yeah,
I don't even know what the story's about,
I
man.
can't
Like,
recap it for you. I don't know.
I didn't beat it. I played one fight and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go online
Yeah,
and
yeah,
learn
yeah,
the
yeah,
hard
yeah.
way. Like, but yeah, man. I think it will come with a story mode. I'm be honest with you.
It probably. I just don't because like for again using the comparison of what's out recently, Marvel Rivals technically has a story. Now, granted, it's all walls of text, but like if you really want to, you could read like, okay, why does Blade have Dracula's sword? Why did the Fantastic Four just show up? Like they have little things that kind of break it down, but it's not like a cut scene story mode, right? So I'm like, with this game, like Tim said, like I also would be fine with no traditional story mode and just hear some like your your favorite Marvel heroes and villains all together in one anime style fighter. I don't really
Mhm.
need, and this is why Doctor Doom showed up, and then Mrs. Marvel came. It was like I don't need that from this game personally. And then my second thing is how big do you guys think the roster will be at launch?
25,
That'd be my guess too.
22, 25.
Yeah, that's right. What about you?
I was hoping 30, but
I mean, you'll get 30 after them DLC
Yeah, season
packs.
pass one, you'll definitely get 30.
Right. That's one thing. That's one thing. Arc System works with that. Like, hey, man, we're gonna give you a good steady product, but you're gonna get these DLC packs
Oh
too.
yeah, for sure. Here's 25 characters in a silhouette.
guess who they are? Oh my goodness.
Or
Yeah.
actually, not really. I mean, they do be revealing who they are.
No, I think they did after what happened with the negative feedback with fighters because at first it was like, who's your DLC? It's like base Goku and Scouter saying Sokka Vegeta. It's like, what? Come again? Like I think after that happened, they're like, oh, our bad. And then we got Vegito, and then we got Zamasu.
Yeah, that
You guys like
was.
Broly? Well, guess what? Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Well, you get two.
Yeah. Okay, so again, I think we're all kind of on the same page when it comes to Tokon Fighting Souls. Overall, good, looks good. I can't wait to see what they end up revealing.
You
The
already
other
know Moon Knight is gonna be there.
the what?
You already know they're gonna put Batman, aka Moon Knight, in there.
I I would I wouldn't be mad at it, but it's not my first choice. It's not my first choice.
Because I like how when they showed us the roster, the characters in the trailer, you could tell, like, all right, they're giving you different factions. Okay, so
Mm.
all right, you got your X-Men, you got your Guardians, you got your Midnight Suns, you got your Avengers, you got your new Avengers, and then you got some associated villains. Cool.
But do we get the Defenders? Do we get Daredevil? Do we get Luke Cage?
I think Daredevil would be amazing in this game.
I do too.
Yeah,
Um,
Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron
I
Fist
see
for
that.
sure. Iron Fist for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Iron Fist for sure.
I
I
think we're getting
low
Blade.
key want Shang-Chi just for something different. But I mean, Iron Fist is cooler. Like I'm not gonna,
I wouldn't.
I won't lie.
I
But
wouldn't be mad at that. I think we're definitely getting Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah,
really,
that's a given.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
definitely
given,
get
bro.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
That
hmm.
yeah,
first movie,
because with Ghost Rider, the Midnight Suns, remember Doctor Strange is a part of that.
Okay, because
Just remember, like, so it's like the supernatural guys, like Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, Blade, Doctor Strange. Um, yeah, to be honest, and then technically Punisher is part of the Midnight Suns too.
I don't want Punisher in this game,
Technically,
bro.
technically.
we get Punisher, dog.
I don't need Chris
If
No,
you
they're
get
Redfield.
gonna put
I
Punisher.
don't
Daredevil,
need
They're gonna put
Capcom's Chris
Punisher.
Redfield
They're
in
gonna
this
put
game.
Punisher in the game, bro, because it's either Punisher or the Winter Soldier.
I'll take the
And
Winter Soldier. I don't want Punisher in
uh,
this game, bro. I'm cool.
nah, I'll take the
no, they're
Punisher.
gonna do Frank Castle.
I
They're gonna do Frank
I
Castle.
don't need Zoner the character in the game, bro. I'm sorry. We already have Star Lord with his elemental gun. We don't need.
Which I like that they took that
No, me
inspiration from
too.
the game.
I just don't need multiple versions of it. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
I like this roster discussion. This is fun.
Or they could take comic book influence. Remember, in one of the comics, the Punisher also became War Machine.
Yeah,
Maybe they might do some certain twists on certain characters, bro. You could.
That's fire.
That
I
would
yeah.
wouldn't be
actually
mad.
that
I
actually
wouldn't
would
be
be very
mad.
fire.
I
I
wouldn't
won't be
be.
mad if they do that. If they don't, if it's traditional Frank Castle with two machine guns and the attitude, I don't. No, leave it in Marvel Rivals, please.
Oh man.
So our next thing that we highlighted, Virtual Fighter, getting another gameplay
It's
trailer.
crazy. It's crazy.
Fam,
People calling it fake, man.
they calling it fake, bro.
They
I put it as
calling
one
it
of my
fake.
notes. I'm like, they're calling this
That
footage
was
fake. I'm like, that's how
crazy.
you
I'm
know.
like, people was what? No, impossible. Yo, them people was losing it, kid.
I know
I'm
Gerardo
reading the
was somewhere in the
comments,
dark
dog.
room, like, oh god.
Them boys put on
Right?
infrared.
I was so happy
Stunning.
to see. I was so happy to see that, bro, because there was somebody who did like a play-by-play of the moves, and it's like, bro, it is the same. It's the same move sets from the other
Oh
games,
yeah, everyone
but
turned into Digital
fully,
Foundry
fully
all of a sudden
redone,
when it came to the
fully
gameplay.
redone. And I'm like, bro, they've been putting in some work, man. They've been putting in some work. Like Sega is trying to really, truly make a comeback with this
It
series, man.
feels like it's gaining personality. Like the comments because I did a whole video I did not release on Virtual Fighter on why I think the character designs are
You
trash.
should put it out.
It's too late. I feel like
No, it's not.
no.
It's more
Okay,
relevant than
so
ever.
yeah, so the early I'm like, yo, who are these people? I like one character I could not get over. L Blaze. Just y'all just took Rey Mysterio and put him in the game, and I'm just like, yo, y'all want me to respect y'all? I
But
couldn't.
you also
And
got to
then
realize what era that came out, because when you look at it,
2000,
that was like that original Virtua Fighter. Like, bro, that was like almost 13 years ago, bro.
bro, it's
uh,
still
Almost.
fresh in my mind, homie.
yeah,
They
I
was
don't know.
promoting that thing like it was the next tech console launch exclusive.
No, but you could tell like Virtua Fighter that was always based on its roots. Like in a sense, like all right, I wouldn't say they're technically not archetypes, but you could tell like they always been focusing about all right, this particular character has a particular fighting style, and what do you like? How do you picture that? You know, Kage is a ninja. Um, you know, El Blaze, of course, a luchador is a wrestler. There was even this one girl where she has the monkey fist and she's just creeping around.
He was probably the best design character out of all of
And
them
then
because she stood out more.
Yeah.
yeah, and then but then but of course, in this modern era, they have taken people's consideration alike. Like for example, when we saw that new trailer of what's the character, the Canadian wrestler, I think Wolf.
Wolf,
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
yeah,
I was like, oh, they really, because first of all, they're starting to age these characters now because that's something that you need to do now. So I'm just honestly just looking forward to see, like, all right, first of all, who's coming back, and what do they even look like?
How
I
big do
mean,
you think the roster is gonna be?
I was gonna say I think that's another character
I
roster
mean, well,
where
technically nobody really dead. So
I think they do
I
like
mean, the General Tao looking guy, he might not come back because he was the oldest.
they
He was
might
the
do
oldest.
like
He was the most
Oh no, he
oldest.
coming back.
he coming back to him. You know how the
The
Japanese like to do
once
they
they released who they were inspired by, that man is coming back.
yeah,
Hey, fun fact: this guy was modeled off of Mercenary Tao.
right.
Yeah, you can't Mercenary Tao now because of that one clip of him flipping the sandal had people going back to watch Dragon Ball. They was like, yo, Dragon Ball Z was moving like this. Oh,
Yeah.
now I'm watching this. Yeah, it's over.
I think it's
Yeah,
gonna be like
to
a
be honest,
20 character roster.
I do feel like they could honestly bring everybody back. I definitely want them to bring the sumo wrestler back, bro. Like that dude makes E Honda look like child's play.
But will he be in the base roster, Tim? Because for as much as good as this game is looking,
Mm,
it's still Sega. It's still
I
Sega.
mean, but Sega's never really had that. Well, I would. Well, actually, we can't say because it's been that long. Like they never really been in that reputation of like, let me sell you multiple versions with different characters. Not necessarily.
Have you
Not
seen?
necessarily. No, they will sell you multiple
I'm about to
versions.
say like, have you
I
seen the
think
Sonic franchise recently?
I think it do with Sonic. Let me say something because when they had asked them a question, you guys worried about Tekken or Street Fighter? We don't see them as competition. Oh, really? No. I said, oh, that's they saying that was some bass.
Of course they are.
So, I actually like this this momentum. They're really putting in uh Final Fantasy 7 Resident Evil 4 effort into this
Yeah.
game, and you can feel it, man. Look at Akira. I
And
would have
honestly,
never
and
thought of
to
designing him
build on
like that.
Jory's point, man, like the reason why they did this like esports online version of Virtua Fighter 5 is, to Jory's point, make the most refinest product with your online ever. And I see it, bro. They're using this as data, bro. They're using this as data to see how things work with the strain, different modes. They're literally just collecting what they can to make the most refined product as possible, bro.
I'm glad you brought that up, Tim, because that made me think of what I said in the group chat, and I'll say it again here. I'm fine with that. I just don't think they should have charged us for it. That's it. Everything you're
Yeah,
saying, I do not disagree with, and I know you're
That
saying
would have been
it's not
plus. That
expensive,
would have been a plus.
but
you know,
this is because this is to me, it's like it just felt like a give and take of like the only reason why you guys brought this back in the first place because we kept asking for it.
I mean, we did get it free for one time if you got it during a certain time, and it's only $10 if you already own it.
Yeah, I
It's
just
only $10, bro.
you know
I was glad it was a reasonable like because like if it was like $20, then I was like, okay, I'll just wait. But like all right, $10.
I don't know, Tim. Sony still giving me Astrobot levels for the free. I got
I
a
know, but
season pass worth of Astrobot
this
DLC sitting on my PS5 right now.
Man, that's that.
this
It's
is
because
Sega,
it's
bro.
that company, man.
This is
We
Sega,
want
bro.
everybody to play our games.
This is Sega, bro. But honestly, man, it looked great, man. Hear the sound effects of the punches, and then I was like, oh,
Yeah,
we saw blood. I was like, bro, blood in Virtua Fighter.
yeah,
So you could tell they're probably trying to get away from the whole lightning fist style spritz and stuff like that. Maybe they're
yeah.
trying
I
to
don't mind that.
No, but
maybe they're
it's
trying
just
to
to
get
kind of
real
give it,
dynamic, like
yeah,
dynamic with sweat, all that type of stuff.
the
So
active parry system that you're starting to see. I'm like, man, this
They
looks
took they
amazing.
took that from Dead or Alive and made it better. Because Dead or Alive had that whole slow motion gauge knockout where you see a knockout punch close up, and they just made that better. They presented it well. I like how people get knocked out in this game. I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, when Akira went down, he's like,
yo, he went down. I was like, yo, the Batman
yeah,
finishes. They was like,
yeah,
let's
man,
there
dude
we
got a
go, guys.
concussion, and you feel
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Tekken, be
Um,
scared.
no, I'm actually that's good. That's good.
No,
That's
no,
good.
I'm fine with that too.
I'm
Like
fine with that.
that whole thing. I mean, we can get into Tekken proper also, just because they, father son essentially, right? Like,
Mhm.
I think Tekken. one, I mean, we said this before it even came out. I'm like, Armor King is not getting it done. It's he's a totally
Mm,
inoffensive character. Like, I don't
let
think
me
he's a bad
say,
choice. He's
I'll
not a great
say,
choice.
I want to contend to that point,
Okay.
and it's not because I'm happy with Tekken or the people's reactions, man. They were Fakuramen's actually doing better than we expected. We're not happy with the decision, but Fakuramen is like people are like, yo,
I like Bakuro.
we okay. People are like, yo, hey man, this is doing it, man. Pancakes at Denny's, 2 for 1 special. They're shrugging their shoulder. Yeah, I know, but that's the reaction. And the Armor King, I would say that was a very good trailer. Now, I love the trailer. I thought it was super cool.
Because
But
now
do
he like
I
what fights with
like?
his breath, like he like
No,
burps,
you remember
spitting
Tajiri,
fire.
the wrestler? I don't know
Okay.
if you're familiar with the wrestler, but he had like a technique to where he would spit mist out, and it would be
Poison.
different colors. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
it'd be like purple mist. Yeah, they call it the purple mist. So, Japanese wrestler, very very popular in Japan, very good wrestler too. Nobody got injured fighting with him. So yeah, I would see some of those inspirations, and then I like how he deviates from King, and he has anti-King fighting moves.
Hmm.
So I thought that was super cool. Like I'm like, okay, I like what I'm seeing. I think it did it for the Tekken community, and we'll just see how Armor King plays. But so far, I Harada actually released a statement to what we were saying one time for a couple of pods ago. He said, "Hey, listen, we're learning because during this time, the games were in for the arcades for like 2 years, so we were able to refine.
Hmm?
With this game, it's live, so there's a lot of stuff that we're trying out and that we see that might not have been the best decision for what we envisioned it to be. We didn't think people would react this way towards it, and so he said the same points that we always make." And I was like, okay, wow. I guess we'll see in the future. Am I invested in Tekken like I used to? I'll say this. They did that quick change on the character, and I think momentum is gonna be picked up now.
With her, the Madagascar fighter getting the
Yeah.
actual,
A
looking like the
facelift.
concept art.
Yeah, they got a facelift, right? So she got a live facelift. Because yeah, I mean that fan art made from that person, I was like, yo, why don't you work for why don't you work for because that's incredible, bro.
Like I said, they're
You
lucky
did that
they
in
decided
24
to
hours.
the blender artists extraordinaire had gotten to that character first. Put the Tekken team in the blender. It's over. Like,
Oh man. But back to the point, like you can go ahead and say, how you feel, express how you feel about Tekken at this point. But I guess it did enough for people to get a reaction, and it's making Tekken kind of look like it's being, I'm not as mad. That's
okay,
how that's what I'm getting from the
okay,
community.
okay.
Because a lot of because Faku Ramen kind of was like, hey, listen, we gave you your steak well done, overcooked. Here's another complimentary steak on us, and you guys get a free DoorDash pass or whatever for the entire year.
Eh,
Okay,
okay.
you know.
Tim, what you think?
Um, Tekken to me, I think they're trying to go through a reform in a sense where, and this is where I kind of felt like, all right, they are trying to get away from this Mishima like madness in a way because I do feel like they're trying to do that through their roster. They are trying to not identically, but they are trying to do like, okay, here's key fighters around the world. This is a tournament that we're hosting, so here are people with different fighting styles from different countries, and you can tell they're trying to diversify it enough. Um, the last character of this season, I like her design. I didn't like the whitewash version that we got in the trailer because
Christy PTSD all over
I was
again.
like, whoa, what is this? Like official character art and
Tanya PTSD all over again.
the model are like, what's going
Yeah.
on? So I hope that's something that they do fix
Mm.
before the final release, because it's like, bro, like, no, you're not about to do that. You're not about to do that. And I mean, I'm glad that, it's not a guest character for one. So
Mm.
that means let this person be in the roster for the next installment.
Ha!
Um,
I'm still
yeah,
mad at Calvin.
one could hope, but we finally got a character that's not a repeat or a guess.
We wanted Soul
So
Calibur. Why is he not in Soul Calibur? Like,
Even more so than that. Again, not to retread too much, but why resell us Lydia? We just got her. Why?
yeah, we
Like,
just got her, bro. Like, and it didn't even hold up well. So I mean, I'm looking forward to see how her fighting style portrays compared to what we researched.
mhm.
The stage is pretty. You could definitely tell that they're in a group chat together. So, oh yeah, Elena looks pretty good. Like, okay, yeah, she
Right.
does.
You could drop your
um,
version now.
yeah, yeah. No, but I don't think she's gonna do any form of like.
No, no,
There's
no,
no
No,
no.
no,
She's
yeah.
presence
I'm
she's
of
just in
gonna
terms
be
of
like
design
an
of
African
like, yeah.
character. Yeah,
to me. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I got before Christy Montero, I got um Josie because of the color scheme. To me, she was
yeah.
more of a. I
Joe,
got Josie
she was from
before.
the Philippines. That was very interesting.
Yeah, Josie's Filipino.
Yeah,
So I got that before I did Christy, because I'm like Madagascar has no form of capoeira, so that would be out of the question. I don't think they'll be doing that.
Mm.
mhm,
So I was like, okay, let me look at their fighting style, and it's like a different version of kickboxing. So she'll probably definitely be the refined version of that, and then they'll have some street moves.
mhm.
But I do like the lore that I'm speculating about it because she has similarities to Ogre. She has Ogre's like bracelets or whatnot.
I don't like that, but to each their own.
But Tekken and there is evidence of there being many ogres. I remember seeing that cutscene. I don't know if it's in Tekken Tag, but yeah, there was
Well, I mean,
a
with
group
Tekken
of
Tag, bro, that's kind of.
when Harada came out of nowhere and somebody said, "Hey, ogre." Is ogre in this game? Well, actually, ogre is
I
more
mean,
than
well,
one and in different so we have
Harada,
French ogre.
Harada is sometimes on the same scale as Ed Boon these days, bro.
And we need the free Ed campaign.
Free
Like,
Ed.
we gotta get him out of there, dog. We gotta get Ed Boon out of there. Like, side note.
Sometimes Harada
Mhm.
just be
I
pulling
know.
your thing.
I think it's goofy
You can see the
translation.
flare gun.
But
The flashlight from
I like
inside
the
the house.
lore.
Help.
And if Tim, if Tekken's really trying to get away from the Mishima and using something that's familiar to branch something new, I think that's cool. I think it's cool. It's a little
And
refreshing.
that's why I was telling you. That's why I don't think Bruce is coming back, because first of all, he was a Mishima mercenary, I believe. And then, like I said, they want people who are indigenous to these fighting styles. So it's like, yeah, of course, they gave us the Tekken version of Sagat in a sense. Because when you look at it, Fakuram is actually a noble person. He's fighting for his people, his village. And apparently he was blessed by the mystics of his village and all that other stuff.
But
Hence,
that's what I liked about Tekken, though. They didn't like obey. Because you're Japanese, you have to do karate, right?
but
I like that.
but that's why I said I think they're going through a reform where they're trying to bring, I wouldn't say personality because it already does, but they're trying to have something that has a much more distinct type of tether. Like, okay, if you're going to Mexico, yeah, maybe they're going to probably bring El Toro Fuerte eventually, or like or and it's, to a little fantasy, and then maybe he's also a Mexican vampire.
Right. I mean, vampires are a thing in Tekken.
Yeah,
They
I
seem
mean,
to have forgotten between
they
7 and
gave
8,
us
but
there was a whole vampire and a whole
Yeah,
but see,
twin suit,
that's
but
why
that's
I
what I liked
don't
about
like about
Tekken,
what
though.
Jory's theory, because I'm just like, why do we keep doing this tiptoe of like, is it or is it not? Do you guys have these things or do you not?
Yeah, because I do feel like that's where Tekken started to really fumble because, like, all right, first you had Ogre, but then Ogre was one and done. Then you brought, they had the Street Fighter 3 era with Tekken 6, where now you didn't know what you wanted to do after. What was that creature's name again?
Azazel.
Yeah,
Azazel
it's like you didn't know what to do with the dude
But
until Kazuya absorbed
fam,
him.
absorbs a demon, bro.
but listen. You have Akuma in the game. It's done. It's done, bro.
But that's what I'm
Like,
saying. Like,
dog,
stop,
Akuma's the
stop
no, it's
peeking
done.
from behind the door. Stop doing that.
It's done. Like the fact that you had Akuma in Tekken 7 says everything. Like that's the world, bro.
If you're gonna do the ogre Cherokee, just do it.
It's
Don't
there, bro.
tease at it. Don't hint at. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, so no, she's the Ogun Cherokee. She's the her eyes are red.
Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, I don't think so, bro.
No,
I mean,
she
we'll
is.
see. I mean,
Because they're like, look at her eyes. Fam, it's done. Tim, it's done. It's done, Tim. Like that's watch. We're gonna get a new unknown. You guys want to know? Okay. Watch.
even that,
Right.
even that,
Her rage
unknown
arc,
was
and you
all,
can see a
yeah,
flash of just
unknown was always
true
tied to
ogre.
Tekken Tag, and then that's the thing with Tekken is like, bro, sometimes you want to jump into this fantasy world and keep
Right.
going. Like for example, like
Yeah.
Lynn's mother is like, was she alive? Is
Who
she?
knows?
I mean, you saw at the end of the story,
And in Forest Law,
she went to go get her man, and it's like, okay, is she here?
So she's just Aerith. Okay. Like, well, that's what's up.
yeah, they definitely turned June into Aerith, for
Yeah.
real.
My
Now,
Well, last thing I'll
Hollow
say,
Ichigo is gone
for now.
yeah,
for now.
for now. But yeah, like I like the lore. I do wish I did like Tekken because they didn't obey that. Because it's like, yeah, you're doing the traditional fighter thing, but your pro martial artists now are hybrids, bro. They're not just from one place. You had an Irish man doing karate, beating everybody up in the UFC. It's I think that I like that. That's cool because it gives more complexity to the character.
I mean,
Just
it could just be an identity crisis to some degree. And I don't mean crisis is like they don't know what to do, but I think like trying to figure out
They
ways.
don't know what to do because they got rid of a whole person just to give you Colonel Sanders.
Fair enough. Identity crisis.
but
Yeah,
yeah, but even with her leaving, I don't feel like he replaces that person because he doesn't have the moveset. He's completely different.
no,
We don't like it.
they gave him her move set basically. Like if she was supposed to come back more refined, because she had a whole sword, bro. She had a whole sword. But then, of
Give
course,
her
in that game, Noctis was the one who had the fighting style. So, of course, they were planning on giving it to somebody else in the future. But
Mhm.
then they got rid of her, and they just turned, Wesley Snipes into Naruto.
Literally.
Oh man, I think I feel like there's hope for Master Raven to come back, man, to be honest with you.
What to be the
Um,
second in command to the white
Right.
man?
To be a shadow character, to be the kin to to the Ryu. My last quick
I know,
question
man.
about Tekken before we move on. And I didn't fact check this beforehand, so if somebody in the comments like you're wrong, I'm like you're probably right. But I thought I saw something the other day, and maybe you guys saw this too, where I think it was one of the creative developers were asked about Tekken Tag, and they said something along the lines of like it should probably be a mode moving forward rather than its own separate game. And
It
assuming that
should
that's
be.
true, what do
It
you guys
should
think?
be a mode, bro.
Mm,
There's no reason in this time frame that we ought to just make it a second spin-off. Like no, like just make it a mode.
Just make it
Just
a mode.
bring tag combat as a mode.
mm,
Can I say can I say something?
yeah.
Go ahead.
And whatever company decides to do this first, they're gonna make millions. Why? Because with a fighting game, I feel like now there's 3 points of 3 markets that you can tap into, right? You can tap into the beat 'em up market. You don't have to do too much. Like you can do a Tekken Force mode for story mode, where it's multiplayer and y'all play it like y'all playing Streets of Rage. Y'all could do that. Y'all could already have the offline play modes, survival, Tekken Bowl, whatever modes work or that you would want to see in this game. You could have that. And I think they should start doing that because having a separate tag battle system now is just like moronic. Well, we're going to sell you a separate game because X, Y, Z.
because
It's
of
like,
one
no,
different mechanic.
for one different mechanic that could be there in the first place. So just like Call of Duty has its war zone, like yo, let it be a complete package. I think fighting game, the format needs to change because now I'm playing, I'm playing. So we're playing Tekken, we're fighting, but it's like, man, I would really like Tekken 4. I think that's a great idea for people who are casual, and then you just keep us giving stages later and later on. That'll be your infinite wealth pool if you want. I think that's the strategy to use. And whatever company decides to do this first, they're gonna win. Imagine if Under Night does a mode like that. Oh my god! Now Under Night now fighting games now they're definitely gonna make their money back because they have a complete cycle.
I think the potential is there. I think the willingness to try isn't, for whatever reason. A lot of these companies right now, not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them, it's like we could, but that's a lot of work. So let's just not. And it's just like, but like to your
But
point, Jory, like you could get even more money. I promise you, your hard work would be reciprocated if you did. And it's like,
yeah, like
but
we asked you for Shaolin monks. So you use Mortal Kombat for example. You think if they don't drop a Shaolin monks with decent graphics and that fighting, we wouldn't be pleased?
I mean,
We would be well pleased.
hmm,
And then you can have your because now we're encountering you have your conquest mode in Mortal Kombat form with the mechanics of a Shaolin monks. That's a win, man. You tap into a niche market. We didn't ask for Shaolin monks. Y'all gave it to us, and we was like, "Oh my gosh, look at this Game Informer magazine." we we used to do a victory poses like Scorpion King. It was one of those games where you just found out it happened, just like Ultimate Destruction.
hmm,
Like, yo, I did not know. Like Spider-Man 2, the movie game. Did you guys expect it to be that good?
never.
But it was.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
So
I think it's the template's there, but the willingness to try is. I don't
it's
know
true.
why.
But
It
we were
would take, to
saying
your
this
point, like
about
an
the
under night to
season
do something like
passes.
that.
Now look at Killer Instinct doing the season passes. Hey, we're going to continue investing in this fighting game with new fighters being introduced into this game. It just doesn't stop here.
Hmm.
And if you play with one character, just buy this character. And then you can unlock the roster at your own will. That was something I like, yo, I'm never gonna play as these characters. Some people were saying that. So like, okay, you can just buy one. And then we'll have it rotate every week a free character to play as, and you can go on from there. So I think these models for the fighting games need to have that implemented because you're complaining about people dropping the game. People play the game for the stories, right? Mortal Kombat team. They play the game for the story mode, but the story modes are not fulfilling enough because they just aren't. Or if you botch the story, it's done,
Hmm.
and so they drop it. Now the people that you had playing that could have been playing aren't playing it. So I would, if it was me, find a way to answer all of those and within a fighting game, because now I have a complete package that I can present to the customer. Or they can, if I do want to charge, we'll charge you later on for each piece, and then you add it on. Hey yo, this Tekken Force mode was actually fire, bro.
No, I agree. I think
Yeah.
we've talked about this when it comes to the live service approach, and just in general
Yes,
when it
it's
comes
to
to
your
of
point
like there's a
exactly.
lot of ways that you can naturally lead the customer into this. Of like Shinobi Strikers for Naruto didn't get that way. Xenoverse 2 did not get that way without establishing some core principles first. And I think even with Tekken, it's like, yes, bring in Tekken Force. Yes, bring in Tekken Tag. Like, give your people who are bought into this game a reason to be on this game 24/7, 365, like you want them to anyway. Right? Like Tim said, like everything is data. Like, you want to see those numbers of retention go up? Put these certain modes in the game. Give us a co op Tekken Force, a Tekken Tag mode, unranked. The world is your oyster at that point. Then you stop being little bro again. Then you get back to big bro status. You know, Mortal Kombat's afraid to do it. They want to do assists. Street Fighter won't even approach it. Just you know. But I mean, to kind of keep the conversation moving forward, unless you guys have any last thoughts about Tekken,
No.
No.
Guilty Gear Strive and finally revealing Lucy's from Cyberpunk Edgerunners playstyle. What do you guys think about the approach they decided to take with Lucy?
I like yeah. I'm
I
not
like
mad.
her. I like her. I mean,
How
I like the fact that that universe is getting a lot of good highlight. You know, it's getting a season two.
Mm-mm.
I just like the fact, to see these type of characters in a different type of setting. Um, like to be honest, she's the only guest character as of lately that I actually look forward to.
Because it was different.
Yeah, it was very different.
Like I think that was the thing that they did well. Like gave us a character of like I'm curious to see how you guys pull this off, and it's like yeah, we pulled it off, and she has all her hacker stuff and everything. Like they don't like shy away from the fact of like yo, she's basically one of the hackers from the Matrix. Like okay,
that's
well
what
yeah,
she is.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know. So
And
mm.
I'll say, isn't 2B in this game too? Or she's in the
No,
other
she's isn't
she's in the
Grand Blue
Grand Blue.
Fantasy.
Yeah, the
yeah,
Grand Blue.
kind of a
Oh,
weird place to put her, but you know
but it worked. People were going crazy.
anything with since we're here. Since we're here, fellas, they dropped the Sea Viper teaser trailer for Street Fighter
Did we
Six
not prophesy the prophecy to the T, gentlemen?
to coincide with the summer outfits pack. Within 48 hours, I saw about 6 different angles of Chun Li's butt.
That's not the only one. The one that's gnarly is Cammy stretching, doing the stretch, the back stretch.
But
I'm like, y'all
yes,
boys
to those who
can't
don't
be
know,
this deprived.
about a year ago, one of our first earlier best performing videos was us giving some just general thoughts and ideas to how Street Fighter 6 wins. And it all revolved around a costume pack. Fast forward a year later.
Here we are.
Did we not? Did we not give y'all what y'all wanted? Hot takes, wild predictions.
Wild predictions to come true.
Who else but us?
Who else but us?
But yeah, fellas, tell me your thoughts about the bikini pack, the Sea Viper. I mean, she looks great, but what are you guys' thoughts about what they've Street Fighter's next push? Let's say.
I mean, they're trying to. You could tell like that weird hub world collabs is starting to like die down in a sense.
Yeah.
So you could tell that they're going back to their original formula of things like, seasonal packs like summer bikini, swimwear packs. They'll probably do a Halloween DLC, a Christmas DLC. They're very their usual stuff basically. Sea Viper. She's always been one of the best, I would say, new characters that we've ever gotten. I was very weird that we didn't get her in five.
I
Like
agree.
she was in the background like a cutscene. But I'm happy to see
Stupid.
her. I'm happy to see her back. I'm interested to see the extent of her fighting style.
Hmm.
Because you could tell they might add something new to her. Um, honestly, man, her and Ingrid are the only people that I'm looking forward to in that whole DLC pack.
I don't know about Ingrid. I feel like she's gonna be Manat, you know,
I
2.0.
mean, she doesn't have a crystal ball, so I mean,
She's gonna
of
have a
course,
psychosphere.
Yeah.
she's going to be. She's going to be something. A magical fairy tale character, of course. But
The originator of the psycho power, huh?
yeah,
Lord.
I
She's a
mean, because
thousand years old.
they're trying to make a canon in some form of a way. So, but I mean, we'll see.
The
We'll
female
see what it
Jugo,
brings.
the originator of the curse mark, just
I mean, Sagat is Sagat. I mean, you don't pull this trick twice on us, and then I
I mean,
was
to be
never.
fair, he looked good.
I'm not looking forward
sure.
to Alex. I'm not looking forward to Alex.
No one. Well, none of
No,
us on
but
this pod
well,
are.
none of us on this pod, but everybody loves Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, yeah. I'm just. Nah, man.
Because I get it. Because I get it. This is the first game after Street Fighter Three, so you wanna make it seem like, oh, what is the main character for Street Fighter Three? Like, what did we do with him? I mean, he looks like regular.
Right.
like y'all think about Alex before Sean, who's more connected to the main story than anybody.
Who
Okay,
was
But
in
then
five?
honestly, bro, it looks like what is Street Fighter Six's story because it kind of makes it seem like Ken's life crisis is this.
Right. He lost everything. His wife, his family. But what?
his wife, his family, and he's not turning over to the Dark Hado. I okay.
Right. This is not where we get angry, Ken. All right. I mean, cool. Whatever. Right. I think Street Fighter Six is they're like Tim said, they're kind of playing it safe. I'm not mad at it. I mean, obviously it's working, right? I think that's the thing of like when they do decide to do costume packs, they're very specific. They're very like deliberate. I remember some of the costumes that they introduced for Ultra Street Fighter 4. I'm like, man, Ryu looks. I might need it. You know what I'm saying? Like just the way they kind
Yeah,
of go about picking their costume designs.
fam. Those costumes was
Yeah.
Ryu in the Japanese gi.
Yep.
That was my favorite. With no, just raw fist,
Yeah.
no wristlets. No, I was having it.
Yeah.
And then you had the Akuma and the samurai armor,
Yeah.
and then somebody in the traditional Wing Chun armor. I like, oh, man. Wing Chun clothing. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They playing it safe and
You know,
it's not bad.
you know what's so sad, man. I know this is not pertaining to the topic, man. Mark of Wolves is just the finished soda, no fizz. It's just,
I mean, I see a little bit of talk about Ken dropping, but to your point, it's not it was just like, oh, Ken. Well, anyway, Chun Li's butt.
back to Chun.
Did you see the curves on Sea Viper? The C stands for curves, for cleavage,
Oh man,
for cup
yeah,
size.
yeah, yeah. Them boys is gonna have.
The Gooners were well
Um,
fed this past week.
and don't tell me that NPC is Sean. I don't want to. You did get your Sean. Hey, we not
No,
doing
yeah,
that.
I know,
We
but
not doing that. We not doing that.
he might be year
Yeah, we
he
not
might be
doing
year
that.
five at this. That's the
I
rate they're
mean,
going,
I
bro.
mean, I mean,
We not
DiCaprio
doing
was the NPC.
we not doing
God.
that. We not doing that.
Don't remind me of DiCaprio, bro. That was
Yeah.
so disappointing. We're gonna release one of Cammy's sisters. She plays kind of just like Cammy, but with shadow powers. Amazing,
The Cammy we always wanted.
right? So the
Um,
possessed Cammy that we never got. Okay.
yeah, but I think the rest of those costume packs is gonna sell like hotcakes, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Even though, like, obviously it's not necessarily the most appealing to our eyes, and not like in like a weird way, but just like the things that catch our eye. But like even the men's swimsuits, those things, like they pretty much took those udon cover arts and said, render these. Boom.
yeah,
Get the money printer ready.
people because once they saw how much those Sports Illustrated,
Right. The swimsuit special episode sets went for
oh, man.
render.
Bro,
Xerox copy, let's do it.
they brought DJ back and gave him a whole stage just for this summer pack.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Crazy.
Now you could have like enjoy the Jamaican
I
sun.
was gonna say to the whole Caribbean Man fantasy could play out right from your TV
Gee,
screen.
my goodness, yeah, that's
The
crazy. I
island
ain't even
fling.
peeped that. I ain't even peeped that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like they got some money for everybody. They got something for everybody.
They always do an island stage for the swimsuit packs. Like even in Street Fighter Five, it was that beach house stage
Mm.
from Karen. So it's like like you always need an island stage, bro. Always.
Dead
You
or
always need
alive
an
may be
island
gone, but
stage.
it's not dead in our hearts.
You always need a winter stage, and then I
Man,
guess for
with that
horror,
being said,
Extreme volleyball lives on.
with that being said, you think Tecmo Kobe is gonna try to get back into the mix with the fighting game?
Nah.
Think it's done?
Not that I think it's done. I think they're starting to realize they kind of have to get certain things right. Like we're gonna talk about it later, but I think like the entire push, essentially all year of Ninja Gaiden, is not a mistake. Like I think they're trying to like cement some of their like IPs like for real, for real. So I feel like they're trying to make like this might be the year or the 2 years of Ninja Gaiden related things. I'm pretty sure 4 will have DLC. While I'm saying that, and then maybe down the road it's like okay, let's kind of like tiptoe into this again. You know, but I think they're trying to like kind of same thing with the Fatal Fury. Like they're SNK is looking for ways to like cement themselves again. Of like okay, how do we gain our audience, our core audience back? So that'd be my thought on that. Is there anything else? I think that was everything Evo related. Unless I missed anything. Is there anything that you guys noted that I might have overlooked?
I mean, there was other announcements, but I mean, we could still pass on.
Okay, I mean we covered most of the big stuff.